Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest movies and documentaries. Today, I'm going to talk about 3 body problem. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch this video until the end, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. The story begins in China's dead time of 1966. This is the time of Chinese Revolution. At the behest of their president, the Chinese came back to their old rituals and voices. The way of life was changing, and in such a situation, a professor who did not stop teaching the old rules of physics was killed by all the youngsters in front of everyone in a waiting room, and his daughter Divanjai kept seeing all this with her own eyes. Cut to the present day, a scene from the time period of 2024 is shown. Although the news is spreading very fast that scientists have started falsifying their own research, there has been some change in the world which has turned all the rules of physics upside down. Big scientists went mad, started committing suicide, and that's how they stopped. All the projects which made this world advanced also stopped. The news did not indicate that the government did not pay attention to it. That is why Rashi, a senior officer of British intelligence, is given the task of investigating this case, who came to the scientist's house within a month. They were able to see this condition, but there were many numbers written in the form of a time countdown, and next to it was written icon style, that is, I am still able to see these people. The scientist's entire body was injured by the knife, so much so that he had even torn out his eyes. On the other hand, on the day of lab, we see a scientist in class 16 who is still doing research on the same thing, and suddenly all his studies become like this. Was it his fault, or suddenly someone very big in the world is here? Where we see his fellow scientist. The one who was doing a big experiment at this time only talks to Seoul, and in the next scene, she commits suicide by falling in a place like Merseycourt. That is, there is another scientist about whom, after hearing about him, he decides to keep an eye on the other scientists of the group, because he felt that now someone from their group would be killed next. One thing Dashi also notices is that the scientists who were working on bigger projects have died earlier. We first meet her in her group, with whom she was doing research on multidimensional fields. Along with him, there was a scientist of another big company who had prepared a very strong microfiber for her company. His thickness was less than human hair. Both of them were discussing this thing in conversation: why are scientists committing suicide? And on the other hand, the new formulas created by him, which he had designed keeping in mind the rules of physics and losses, were also spreading. During their conversation, Oi suddenly starts seeing something down. When she asks her husband about the countdown, he is not able to see it, and this thing upsets Augie, and the next day he meets them again, and discusses this with him that he has to wait every few minutes. After this, some countdowns are visible shining with golden light, which no one except him can see. The thing was quite strange. The supplement form of the scientists sat down and discussed this thing, but no one knew the reason behind Hockey watching that countout. She comes out of the hotel and sits under stress. While sitting there, suddenly a girl comes there. It is Augie, who starts talking to her while smoking a cigarette, and has told her that even though I want him, he is looking like a golden countdown. As soon as she heard this laugh from his mouth, she was shocked. She tells the girls that as soon as the countdown is over, it will reach 0. In future also, like last month's scientist, he will be killed. And what question are you after all? Court dealer Sheet now confronts Diana and tells her there is only one way to stop this downfall. You're working on this ice nanofiber making project, stop it right now. But why would Augie agree with this girl? He had worked so hard on this project. In response, the girl says, if you do not believe what I say, then look at the sky tomorrow night. The whole universe might be signaling you to do the same. To know the truth of this girl's words, the next day she sits on the stage with Seoul at 12 o'clock in the night, and all the stars in the sky start shining together on the shock counter. Those stars were bling again and again. As if someone is pointing out the mistake, the note leaves his Olskid, and Augie sees that this chord exactly matches his countdown. Next day she comes to the office. Today was the launch of its nanofiber. Only 1 minute was left in his countdown. She immediately tells her boss to stop this project, and her countdown to her trip to Iran also stops. After which Origi had now understood that even the scientists had been killed. Yude was being told where his research was going, and when he did not do so, he was forced to pay, but now Augie really had many questions as to who could he be. This is the power that is not allowing humans to progress in technology, and after all, what was that power that has changed the physics of this world while controlling it? Now after this, we see Jin, who was at his mom's house after his partner's month, where the scientist's mom gives him an advanced helmet made by her, for which she comes home. Jin gets transformed into visual reality as soon as he wears this helmet. She had reached a world of these games where everything seemed real to her, everything here seemed very real to her. She could touch humans, feel them. He gets worried, takes off this helmet and shows it to his friend Jack. Along with describing the qualities of this helmet, he tells the Czech that no one can make such an advanced helmet in today's time. How could he have done this? I do not know. Now to check the further qualities of this helmet, both of them wear the helmet together and take it inside the virtual reality. This was a game and strange types of natural disasters used to occur here. Like suddenly there was so much heat that people used to dry up there. Sometimes the weather would become so cold that the storm would not stop, and sometimes even the gravity here would disappear. The humans here had learned to send themselves in clip mood by drying themselves, and when the right weather came, they would water themselves. Used to bring him back alive by putting him in it. The ATM was that they wanted to know from physics how the temperature of this planet changes so quickly. Both Jin and Czech were very good. As we know, he was a scientist. They soon discovered that this planning is within this ice solar system. There is not one but 3 suns, due to which they revolve in orbits together. The weather changes so quickly, and as soon as these 3 suns come in a line, the world catches fire, and after knowing this, he had passed the first level of the game. Taking the game to the next level, people see that great scientists like ICI Newton had come to solve the 3-body problem of display net within this game. 3-body problem means same sun revolving the gates of a planet. They see that big scientists together had created a computer based on human heads. To solve his body problem, he also stood here doing a calculation. Jin and Cheek figure everything out and tell them that the 3-body problem can never be solved. This is an unsolvable problem, and they say that a girl has come here and told them that you guys are absolutely right. You guys have already crossed level 2, and if you haven't crossed level 3, then you, this general, will also be introduced to the creator of this game. In the past, we have seen Sind in China, where the sister-in-law, son of an ornamental professor, was taken away by the military. First of all, he got him hired, and then when the military people get an article written by him on science, then knowing his talent, they bring him to one of their intelligence bases, where he comes to know that the Chinese have installed a huge trough meter, which sends signals outside the world, the purpose of which is that if any alien lives outside this world and is as advanced as them, then they should contact them. About a little calculation which the entire system understands, and after doing some calculations tells its head that their trans signal is too weak to send. If the transmitter is pointed towards the sun, it can transmit its signals to another plane by increasing the strength of its signals. After a long wait for 8 years, finally a message of one day comes, seeing which she was very surprised. It was written in the message of the aliens that if she wants to save her planet and the people living on the planet, then she will come sometime in the future. Do not contact them, otherwise the human society will be destroyed, which already considered humans to be merciless, and she was noticing how slowly and gradually these humans are spoiling this world, so seeing this she sent a message to the Indians. They say that humans are spoiling this plan. You people will defeat and take over this planet so that this planet will be saved, and I will help you as much as possible in this. The scenes shift again to the present. Today is the demonstration of Augie's project. She is telling people about her project, and after the event is successful, Augie's countdown starts again. Seeing this, she becomes more dashing and immediately orders the closure of this project. Here I must have met my senior officer from the same scientist's house. Brings advanced helmet. When people wore it, they were transported into virtual reality. Not only this, on wearing this helmet was also able to attach the neurons of the human brain with itself, and the meaning of Dashi was that it was made by such a person who is intelligent and is looking for something else, because this helmet also detects our abilities. After all, Apak comes to him and asks him why he stopped his project, and that he was very upset about it to everyone. He had no other option but to tell everything to Dashi. She says, Dashis, that I know you will also not meet, but I really see some countdown. If I continue with that project, then a countdown starts, at the end of which I will die, and a girl has told me this, or tells the maids, don't worry, I have full faith in you. Look carefully at this footage. You are sitting outside the hotel and talking to the boy. Someone has deleted that girl from the footage through advanced AI technology. But the thing to be noted here is that you lit your cigarette yourself, and that is why I felt that someone else was here. This is how I am able to trust you. Here Dashi tells someone else that I will be worried about this thing right now. How can someone break the laws of physics, and he was someone who was killing the right places to shut down technology projects. Dashi takes Anj along with him to find the answers to these questions. Done, we see Jin and Chiku have come to meet the maker of the song after crossing the 3rd level, and this girl is none other than Tardine, who had also met Kai and Kai earlier, but then she is seen in the footage. Was not visible. This girl tells both of them that these helmets have been designed so that people of the world can be selected through them. Here the girl has revealed the truth and told that the civilization she saw inside the game was a reality. 4 light years away from the arts is a planet whose wings always revolve around 3 suns. That is, whatever jacks and symbols that were felt inside that reality actually used to happen with the people of on planets. They further tell which area of the side of the helmet they are making contact with. Not only this, the aliens don't even look like them. Just to make the aliens understand their point and to mingle with them, they have made themselves look like humans. It is told that after the second Aureus came to know that 3 suns will soon destroy their planet. If they want to survive, they will have to find another planet where they can breed. In such a situation, the meaning was revealed, and they immediately set out for the verse making thousands of specifics, and these people will reach this meaning after 400 years from now. He explains that the aliens are contacting the humans without these, so that they can make it easier for them to live here, and will explain this to the humans also. And both the humans can live happily on these same planets on the same planet. A very big secret organization is doing this work for the aliens, of which Tatiana is also a member. Tatiana says that our own organization is stopping the system of increasing technology in the art, and is also killing the scientist, so that humans do not progress so much that they are angry after hearing the easier story of Tatiana. He finally cheated humans and cheated humans. Why would you help aliens? That is why the Hussein gets up from the sick and goes to the help of the Tatiana, after which those who are given the invitation letter of a party, in this party, who were introduced to this organization king leader, the scene cut the scene of the past is shown again. Where the van had sent an invitation to the aliens to come on the meeting, he also gave the location of the meeting to him, and no one else was aware of all this here. It gets a billion human bike inside and inside the Chinese organization. Both of these thoughts about humans used to get a lot of thinking. Both of them considered humans as demons who were destroying slowly. Mike also felt that if the alien came to this world and makes humans a slave, then these meanings can also remain safe, and humans can also be cured. And they can get the sister out of China to fulfill their thinking from China. Yeah, and I got the same. Yes, Mike, who had a lot of money, bought very big ships from him, and to stay in the Kaddict with great antennas. These people were now hiding from all over the world to communicate with the alien, where they all the information gave aliens. On the present, we are shown the check on the present, which got up from Tatiana's office, came directly to his house. We see that the hand or not has come in between the teeth or not, then tells Jack that the scientist who is not with us and has no right to stay alive. It is said that she had killed the check, and she had disappeared the CCTV cell. After the death of Jack, whoever realizes that she is going to support the wrong people, that is why she tells Darshi and her senior officer all the story. Together, it also tells about the plants coming in this world of central aliens. Jin now wanted to get out of the group soon. However, she also knew that if she came out of the group, then coming to Tate would kill her too, and at this time she used to smile. He says that you pretend to be in the group of Pani, and all his news was seeking help to catch us 2 Zodiacs, who actually wanted to call aliens into this world. Saul got up and sing. Now we are shown to Van Jai and Mike, who had applied antennas to communicate with the alien on the ships. We see that the Mike is worse now. For the last 50 years, he was sending hair information aliens of human advancement. The wrong group that was formed in that way was also very big now. On one day, when May tells aliens about the habit of humans, aliens understand that they will never be able to do humans, and it can be difficult to live with them. That is why he had now stopped replying to Mike. It is shown here that at the behest of Dashi, he also went to the meeting of Gulf, who wanted to call aliens here. It was surprised to see here that the group had a mom of his dying friend, and he hurts him that his death made himself introduce his daughter. We also know that this woman is actually Zenjai. What we have been old, they say speech here and say, humans are very merciless, and humans are good centralians who will come to this land after 400 years from today. We have to make this land taboo for their stay. At the same time, humans have to be prevented from becoming strong, and their technological advancement is also to be stopped, so that they become more powerful than the Indian, and suddenly the police come here to say the raid during the same speech. All people start being caught, and here Tatiana see that the police who had taken them to one side, which meant that those who did not cheat. In this anger, she runs a coney over the police agent. Due to the firing, there was a stampede, but despite this, the police and many people here arrested them. During this time, Dashi had saved, but Tatiana survived him. Many ran away. Investigation like one, Dashi comes to know that at the same time the Mike will still be able to cascade through his ship, and cannot catch the ship any kind of police, as the ship is in international water. Swam Dashi, together with his senior officer, does this plan that he will have to destroy all the data of humans from there, and remove all the data from there. These people seek the help of Agi to fulfill their plans. He was asking Agi to recreate her nanofiber, whose help was called bandbit. That nanofiber was fine and in vigilance as well as very strong, and they could cut anything comfortably. Knowing the position of the rope board, these rope lays a legitimate right near the island that was filled with the entire nanofiber. When the boards entered from inside, it is divided into many parts and destroyed. Along with the board, humans inside it were also cut and killed in the same way. As soon as he wanted to save the data, but is very killed, and such data is taken to the security. That is, Dashi and his team get involved, and when Dashi and his team were trying to raid this data, no one could understand the data of anyone, and then they see what suddenly all this data for him had made here. Both Jane and the semi-air officer started wearing virtual helmets, where the alien told him that after many years of research on humans, we came to know that humans are very bad. They attack humans like themselves and weaken them and rule them. There are bad things like their lies and greed. Human minds are very sharp. Seeing themselves in any difficulty, they take out his condition very quickly. These Indians have progressed more than our thinking in the last 50 years, and when the alien will land on the ground after 400 years, then maybe probably human beings have become more powerful than them, and the aliens present for us, written by the solution of this issue, created a technology that can cover the whole meaning. It was a kind of AI computer. Due to these computers, Eins could keep an eye on every news of humans, and they were getting all the changes due to which all the secretaries were upset due to computers. For example, the change of physics roles and one night suddenly shine many stars in the sky. He was actually not stars but computer shining. Through these computers, Alias can stop the technology of humans despite the 400 lights away. And those who do not believe after scientists aliens get them killed so that humans could never get ahead of technology. At this time, aliens make their AI system visible in the sky, which all humans were now able to see with their own eyes. A very big eye was built above this entire system. Here, on which the officers are selected, they come out of the helmet and see in the sky where the whole sky has turned black. There has been chaos in the world. Aliens had written a message on all the digital glasses present in this world that humans nothing more than insects. The AI of the aliens is no longer all around humans and all around the sky, which will show humans the things of their will. This news now spreads in the world along with Nusu. Lions are going to come in this world, and they will kill all the scientists of this world by eliminating all the technology of this world. Fear spreads among the people, create chaos, and the army comes out on the streets to control the situation. At this time, a meeting is called in the United Nations, so that all the countries can sit together and take out the solution of this big problem. According to United Nations, the aliens were 400 years in this story, and they could prepare to defeat them very easily. It is shown that the person who meets the van here was telling him that you are our greatest enmity, but we will not give up. It is shown here that Dashi's senior officer calls a meeting of all the remaining scientists in the world. The bird was to work together and they had to know more and more things about Aries. What things they survive, what they eat, how they live, etc. He had to go to an alien for these 5 to come. Scientist here gives Mishra that if we make the crop and send it to the spaceship, then he will definitely be able to collide with one of the thousands, and through that we will be able to find out about the illness. After a few years of hard work, they make a props that are light speeds, traveling in space. This project was going to be very expensive. No human could go in this because he was weighed, and then he could not travel at such a speed or the officer whom he mixes. 82 No, inside the block, a human mind should be placed which would send all the data to the ground, as soon as the Indian was tuned with the spaceship. But who would give your brain for this? He would have been mashed in giving brain, and he did not want any common man's mind. He wanted the brain of a scientist without a scientist and who remembers his own together, which now had cancer, and he had a few days of life left. He accepts to sacrifice his life to save humans, and according to the plan, the brain of the villainami scientist was removed. Soon his probe is also launched in space. It is shown that he was very fast towards Indian spaceship. But at the last time, he changes his way, which meant that this project of humans failed, and the wheel's cacrosides also made useless. After the spread of this time, these people now make the next plan. The Major is called from India. His leadership will now be made a base on the moon, through which they will fight with all. Was staying. On the other hand, it is shown that the friend of Dasher and the scientist who was a friend of the Angry Arjun, who reaches inside the meeting, where the leader of UN means United Nation, has told them all that the reason for AI is in the sky. If they do anything on the ground, then the news of aliens' cost will be reported. Regardless of whatever powerful humans, the ills will make themselves stronger than that to make any weapon. But now it was a matter of happiness that after much research, some scientists found a weakness of this AI, where this AI can only observe humans. Can show the things to the human beings, but those humans cannot have a mind. So for this, humans have their biggest strength in keeping this in mind, created a new project. Only 3 people were going to work in this project. The main mission of these 3 people was to defeat the aliens, and whatever plan was he was going to keep it in his mind. In any way he could not tell that plan to anyone else. He was given all the authorities of the world to complete his plan. Whoever he orders will complete the authorities' work, and there was a soul among these 3 people, after which we see that Dashi has taken a place with Jin and Soul, where he tells many of them say that they both whether aliens consider them to be a box, but they do not know that when the fight comes to their life, they can do anything and they will do it. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.